Hi everybody, and welcome back to Open Source Tonight. In today's video, I'm going to tell you how to automatically download a podcast into your Jellyfin server. Come on, you know you wanted to do that, right? That's why you clicked on the video. Anyway, let me tell you why you want to do that. I watch a lot of podcasts because I'm a nerd, and there's a lot of podcasts about computers and stuff that have video. It's literally one of the main things I watch on TV. We've got a Roku box on the TV. And I've got the Jellyfin app on there and a Jellyfin server up in my studio connected to the network. Anyway, on that server, I have a cron task that's set to run every so many minutes. It's like every 5 or something. And it will run a program I'm going to show you here that's open source. It's free. It's a little Python command line utility. It's really simple. So with this little command line utility, I'm able to automatically download podcasts from an RSS feed. It can do audio, by the way, too, if you just want the audio. But, you know, I want video. So I'm going to have a sample of what the file looks like in the Open Source Tonight website. If you go to the video on the Open Source Tonight website, or if you're already watching there, you should be able to just scroll down the page a tiny bit and see this information. And you can copy and edit this. But you're going to put a config file. By default, it's going to be right here. This is the location you'll put the file on the bottom of the screen here. But you're going to take this, and it's JSON, so if you're not used to JSON, be careful about, don't remove commas, don't remove colons anywhere, don't remove quotes anywhere, and don't remove parentheses anywhere. I know, right? So many rules. Anyway, here's the thing. You're going to put in the feed URL, okay? So you're going to go and get your feed. So for example, if you went to, like, say, for example, I go to like This Week in Radio Tech and I want their feed. You can get it this way. Just go to their website and just follow the things I'm putting on screen right now. But however you go, you're going to find the RSS feed for the podcast of your choice. Okay. Honestly, if you're watching Open Source Tonight, I feel like you probably already know where that is. But if you don't, you need to look that up. And then when you find it, get the video or the audio version. There's usually a separate feed for each. Actually, I don't know any situations where there isn't a separate feed for each, but there may be one. And you're going to take that, put that in the section here for the feed URL. Make sure if you're using video, you set it. Usually it's .mp4 for the video file extension, so you set all that. I like to use the date, and I also create a season under each show. So if I have This Week in Radio Tech, then there'd be season year number. And so it'd be season 2026, season 2027, and so forth. That way I can go and pull it up on the Roku or wherever I'm using Jellyfin, and I can go through, I want to watch This Week in Radio Tech. Check. I want to go in here now. I want to watch an episode that's from 2026, season 2026. And there you go. The way I'm doing this, you will have to once a year go in and change the year number by hand for all your shows. There's probably an easier way to automate that, but I chose not to do that. Because, quite frankly, I just wanted something simple, and updating it once a year is not that big of a deal. The podcast I watch, basically all of them take a break around Christmas anyway until New Year's. That gives me some time to just quickly change the file and save it. So you're going to install it with this command, okay, this pip3 command. First, you need to have Python installed, and to do that, you can do sudo apt install python 3-pip, okay? You will install that. Then, okay, you're going to actually need to do a pip install. And so this is the pip install command right here. You will run both of these with root or as sudo. When those are done, then you just need to make a cron tab. So to make a cron tab, it's really easy. We're going to do cron tab space -e. That's -e as in Edward. Hit enter. If this is the first time you're doing it, it's going to ask you what editor you want to use. Use the number keys on your keyboard and make sure you select the one for Nano, unless you have a different editor you want to use. But I'm assuming if you're watching this and you have not used cron, you're probably new, meaning you should really use Nano. It's the easiest editor to use. It's also what I use. Now, once we get in here, you're going to have to use the date and time and a command. So the way I do it is I will actually take the command. As you see here in my example, this is also going to be on opensourcetonight.com. We're going to have it set to do it every 5 minutes. So you can leave that alone. And then I also have it running this little command, this little Python command. I run the output of this into /dev/null. The reason we do that is so you don't have it end up in system mail. Okay, just so you know. So anyway, if we go back to the terminal now, we're going to do our commands to get out of it, which is Control X. Then you're going to hit Y for yes and hit enter. And just like that, we've updated our cron. And now every so many minutes, in my case, we set it to 5, but you could set it to every 30 minutes, every hour. You could set it to every 2 minutes, whatever. That being said, I would say, be nice and don't pull the feed every 10 seconds. For those of you who don't know what I mean by pulling the feed, that is literally where that you are just periodically going out to the RSS feed and saying, hey, got a new episode for me? Right? That's basically what it is, right? In layman's terms, it's like I'm calling you up on the phone and saying, is there a new episode of the show? You tell me yes, and then I go and I look at the feed and it says, oh, here's the episode I don't have. Let me go ahead and download that, and that's it. So polling is important because if you don't poll, you won't get new episodes. And obviously, you want that. What's really cool, once you've done this, if you set Jellyfin to monitor for file system changes, and I forget how to do that, but there's going to be some video of me clicking through the screens right now. I know you have to go into the admin, and then I believe it's under each library. But you'll just follow the clicks I'm doing here on the screen as I talk about it. And then I will have probably a tiny bit of a write-up on it as well on the Open Source Tonight website for you, and probably some screenshots. But anyway, everybody, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope it made a lot of sense to you. But I think it's really cool because now, with all that set up, when a new episode of my shows that I like to watch shows up, I don't have to do anything. I literally am just going to pull up the Roku app for the Jellyfin or pull it up on my phone or whatever. And mysteriously, not really mysterious because we set this up, but to somebody else it would look mysterious, the new episode just shows up. And this is one of the reasons I really love RSS. RSS is really cool. And for those of you who don't know, there is an RSS feed for the podcast, Open Source Tonight, even though we aren't doing it anymore, but I may bring that back. But there's also an RSS feed that tells you every time a new video is posted. So if you want to know when there's a new video, you should definitely check out the RSS feed on the Open Source Tonight website. All you got to do is scroll down to the bottom of the page and click the big RSS logo. Everybody, thanks for watching Open Source Tonight. Hope to see you all again soon. Goodbye, everybody.
And action.